Hey folks, it's Brad here with this newer brand camera cage. Ooh, okay. So I'm happy with this. I'm not primarily a videographer. I'm primarily a stills photographer. So why did I get this? Okay, well, probably not your use case, but I take a lot of pictures of dogs and usually small dogs. And this is out in public doing various things because they're service dogs. And, you know, disabled power wheelchair user, disabled friends. So what I wanted to do, instead of having my camera held upside down by just a basic quick release plate on my monopod quick release clamp and then flipping the pictures, I thought, well, you know, if I get a camera cage, then I can put a quick release plate on top of this because there are these 1/4 mounts, and then I can attach it that way and have it lower to the ground and use my remote release here. I can have a monitor plugged into this, and it's a better setup for me. That turned out to be a good idea. I'm really happy with it. But beyond that, even if I'm not doing that, it's been easier because it gives me, basically, I thought I'd put a handle on here or one that's oriented that way, but I didn't like that so much. Instead, I'd rather just be able to grab it from there and press this button or use my remote trigger. By the way, the Bluetooth ones that have more options on them, I really recommend it. This camera cage, it fits lots of Sony camera bodies because they use the same bodies roughly across a lot of them. So this is my Sony a7R Mark IV, and it fits well. It has lots of 1/4 holes on the sides. Something that set it apart from the competition when I had the option through the Vine program to get this one or another one was the other one only had one cold shoe mount, whereas this one has two cold shoe mounts, and that fit in perfectly with what I wanted to do, which was record service dog public access testing by putting a fancy microphone on one side plugged into a phone that I was holding up on the other side, and then do my stills with this camera so I could just record video secondary to my stills. And so having those two cold shoe mounts was really useful. Now, theoretically, you could use an adapter and a 1/4 on another camera cage. So if that's not a big deal to you, you can always adapt things in another way. Now, one thing about customer service is mine didn't come with one of the two screws that's supposed to be on the side here for doubling securing it, because you got the bottom 1/4. Then you've got a screw that just goes through, I'll show you on the other side, that little loop that holds the triangle that holds your camera strap. You take off those, the triangles, and then you've got that hole sticking out of there. So that gives you a second place to secure it. And the dogs are having fun over there. And that's important because without that, it was kind of moving a little bit independently of the camera, and I didn't like that at all. So since it didn't come with that, what they did was I wrote NEEWER directly, and their customer service person was very helpful, and they ended up reimbursing me for a set of the screws that would cover this. So excellent customer service. Along the bottom, this is very handy. You have this magnetically attached tool which has the hex key that fits the screw heads that screw into that little bit that detaches. So this adjusts based on your camera body. You can slide it up and down a little bit. It's independent of the camera cage, a separate piece. So you screw it to the camera cage with one screw, and then you screw your camera bit there that holds the strap normally to the other side. All right, so that's the hex key. And then the other part right there is for screwing the bottom 1/4 on and off. And I more often than I'd like to am in the field, and I'd like to adjust something on one of my cameras, one of these 1/4 screws, to get a quick, to get this quick release plate on or off because this is in the way for a speed light for me, but not my transmitter. My transmitter goes over the top of this just fine. So it's very convenient to have that when you're in the field, just ready to go. You can put straps on the corners here if you want. There are bars for straps to go through, so if you really like straps on there, or maybe you could put something else on there, then that's good. It doesn't interfere with the buttons for me, so that's nice. Everything can open well. I use the HDMI cable for my monitor when I'm shooting down low or up high, then I switch it to on there for my monopod. What I do for that, for the HDMI cable, is I actually looped it through the cage itself so that it wasn't sticking out as much. I had it more taut and closer to my camera frame, so it wasn't as likely to get caught on things. But yeah, I mean, everything else opens fine. Your battery compartment opens just fine. Your card compartment opens just fine. So, I mean, if you have any worries about whether this is going to work in practice, I initially tried it out for a 4-day event where I was the photographer, and I mean, it was great. Oh, and this, I guess I should show you, this, for the Sony Alpha 4, if you're in selfie mode, then, it's not blocking anything there. So, I mean, it's all good. I'm happy with it. I've seen deficits in others that this one seems to remedy, and I can recommend it. I'm already scuffing it up, putting it on the ground so I can protect my camera. This is also going to protect it, as opposed to, you might be thinking about using a handle in a hot shoe mount. Some people worry that's going to damage that mount, holding the whole weight of that and heavy lens and stuff. So a cage is one way to avoid doing that, and you can just connect things to your camera to hold it by the cage instead. That has a more secure attachment to the metal body. All right, I hope that helps, folks. Take care.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you guys about the NEEWER cage for the Sony a7R camera. I already have it installed. I purchased this one, I would say about a month ago, and it fits perfectly on the camera. I mean, I thought it was a little weird just the way the design was, but it actually fits really well, really sturdy. I actually enjoy using the cage just because I do a lot of client work when it comes to marketing videos, and it's heavy, not saying super heavy, but it definitely is heavy enough to stabilize if you're a little bit shaky. So that's really great. But not only that, but it has universal, I guess you can see adapters, little holes on the side that you could attach some attachment to it, like this one or the handle over here. And it's really sturdy, it's metal. I love it, guys. To be honest with you guys, there's really nothing bad to say or anything negative. It has, for the battery over here, so it doesn't cover the battery. If you want to take it out for a quick release, or even on the side where you have your connections, on this side where you have your USB, easily it opens with having the whole case on the camera. And this is my Sony a7R, so definitely perfect for this camera.